Hello. In this imperfect moment in time in which we find ourselves, I am using this platform to announce the winners of the Wadadli Youth Pen Prize. I hope that there are people here with me. Okay, I see a few of you. Good. All right. Uh, So yes, I'm announcing the winners of the Wadadli Youth Pen Prize, and the prizes will go out to the winners, or they will be given the opportunity to collect the prizes uh, shortly thereafter, and you'll have the opportunity to read the stories online at wadadlipen.wordpress.com. So without further ado, we'll get into it. So all finalists, first of all, I want to say that the judges, I see Florrie's in the room. If I can figure out how to pull her up, I might ask her to. Okay, maybe I can't do that, but anyway, the judges, Florrie Williams White was our main judge, and hi, Florrie. I'm trying to figure out how to get you in the live, but I'm an idiot and I can't figure it out. Anyway, um, so anyway, but the bottom line is that the judges were very pleased with the submissions this year. It's not the case every year, but they found the entries very refreshing and imaginative. And in fact, we ended up with a surprise conclusion this year because of how compelling the entries were. Um, so each winner will get a certificate, of course, indicating that they are finalists in the Wadadli Youth Pen Prize. But I know you're here to find out where and how you ranked in the actual breakdown. And so we'll get into that. I also want to shout out our patrons. We can't do this without them. So a big thank you to all of our patrons. Starting with Best of Books. Best of Books has been with us for many years, from the beginning actually. And this year, we have a selection of books from Best of Books, which will be divided up between winners in each category. So winners in every category will receive books courtesy of the Best of Books. And so now we go to the 7 to 12 age category. Unfortunately, we did try to break down the 6 and younger, the 12 and under category into 6 and under and 7 to 12. We didn't receive any submissions 6 and under. So we have winners only in the 7 to 12 age category. And I'll start with the third placed writer. Actually, we have an honorable mention in this category. And that honorable mention is the author of a piece entitled A New World. That's Sienna Harney Barnes. Honorable mention in the 7 to 12 age category. Sienna, congratulations to you. Student at St. Nicholas Primary, 10 years old. You'll be receiving books from Cindy's bookstore and a copy of Florrie's book, The Wonderful World of Johann, which is a delightful book, and I know you'll really, really love it. And of course, as I said earlier, you'll get copies of books from the Best of Books and a copy of Barbara Arundel's Antigua, My Antigua. So those are the prizes for Sienna Hani Barnes, who is the honorable mention in the 7 to 12 age category. Let's show Sienna some love, if you're there. And the third placed writer in that category is Zanaya Piggott for a story entitled A Mermaid. Zanaya attends Island Academy. Big up Sienna, and I see Sienna's mom Dinah in the chat, and I'm very well. You'll see her story when you get a chance to read her story. The stories are all delightful. So as I said, show Sienna some love if you're there. Zanaya Piggott, A Mermaid. She's third place. Student at Island Academy. She too receives books from Cindy's bookstore. Shout out to Cindy's bookstore for stepping up. and a copy of the second edition of my book, Musical Youth, and of another book of mine, a paperback, a copy of With Grace. So that will be going to Zanaya Pigott. And the second place, so big up to Zanaya, the second place writer in the 7 to 12 age category this is a poem called My Favorite Dish. This is a writer from Sunnydale, and her name is Ciara Thomas, and it's you'll love it. It's a poem about her favorite dish, and I think you'll be surprised by how she approached the topic as well. She'll be getting books from Cindy's bookstore, and also a gift certificate sponsored by the Friends of Antigua Public Library. Shout out to Beverly. Beverly George, president of the FOAPL and Friends of Antigua Public Library, who sponsored a US $50 gift certificate for more books for her from the Best of Books, and also Barbara has kicked in a copy of her book, Antigua, My Antigua. So big up, big up, big up, big up, big up, big up, big up to Ciara Thomas of Sunnydale. I do believe this is the first finalist we've ever had from Sunnydale. We've had finalists from St. Nicholas and Island Academy before, but I think Sunnydale had a really strong showing this year, and Ciara is in the top 3 for the 7 to 12 age category. And finally, drum roll please, the winner of the 7 to 12 age category is a fun and also very topical story called Tom the Ninja Crab by Cheyenne DeRoe. Tom the Ninja Crab by 11-year-old Cheyenne DeRoe of Golden Grove Primary. And it's been a while since we've had someone from Golden Grove Primary in the finals. So kudos to Cheyenne for her strong showing in this year's competition. Her first time, to the best of my knowledge, participating in the Wadadli Youth Pen Prize. If you're just joining us, I'm announcing the winners of the Wadadli Youth Pen Prize 2020 Challenge. As you can see, we're doing it a little differently this year since we're all social distancing and living on the, corona restrictions. But that's no reason why we can't celebrate our young writers here in Antigua and Barbuda. And so I'm very, very happy to shout out all of the winners, all of the sponsors. For Cheyenne's prizes, she'll be getting a cash prize from Photogenesis, $250. She'll be getting books from Cindy's bookstore. And so books from Cindy's bookstore and a cash prize from Photogenesis. And as I mentioned, winners in each category will receive books from the Best of Books bookstore as well. So shout out to Cheyenne. I'm going to see if I could pull up an excerpt, if I could find it. Tom the Ninja Crab. It's as Florrie is saying, it's a really charming piece. I'll read a little bit of it for you. It was a clear, still night, and the moon shone so brightly through the waters that Tom, the crab, couldn't sleep. Suddenly he saw a beautiful sight. A bright red light moved along the shore and threw down into the water a long flame. Being a curious crab, Tom swam towards the shore and met the light as it stopped over a rock. There, underneath the light, lay 6 great salmon looking at the flame with their great googly eyes, waggling their tails as if they were pleased with it. Now, can't you see it? I mean, the imagery is so vivid, and already you're interested in, you have the sense of mystery and suspense as to what the long flame is, and Tom's curiosity becomes the reader's curiosity as you go on this adventure with him. Margaret, one of our team members, is saying that Cheyenne is a Quality Generation member, the children's arm of Vibrant Faith Ministries. So, and members of Quality Generation have always entered Wadadli Pen, so shout out to Quality Generation. And that's an important point. We need to shout out the people who encourage the young people to participate in Wadadli Pen. The teachers, the youth group leaders, the church group leaders. We appreciate you. I think more now than ever, people realize how much work you actually do to keep the children not only occupied, but to motivate and inspire them. And so, big up to y'all, all of you who work with young people. So Tom the Ninja Crab is the winner of the 7 to 12 age category of the Wadadli Youth Pen Prize. So let me run through that real quick again. Cheyenne DeRoe, Tom the Ninja Crab, she's the winner, 7 to 12. She receives prizes from Photogenesis, Cindy's Bookstore, and the Best of Books. Ciara Thomas, My Favorite Dish, Sunnydale School. She receives prizes from Cindy's Bookstore, Friends of Antigua Public Library, and Barbara Arundel, and of course the Best of Books. Zanaya Pigott from Island Academy receives books from Cindy's Bookstore and Best of Books and copies of Musical Youth and With Grace from me. So I really congratulate all of those top 3 winners, and of course our honorable mention, Sienna Harney Barnes from St. Nicholas Primary for her story, A New World. And she receives prizes from books from Cindy's Bookstore, The Best of Books, Flory Williams White, one of my favorite children's books, Out of Antigua or Anywhere, The Wonderful World of Johann, and Antigua, My Antigua, which is also a delight. So shout out to all of those winners. Show them some love in the chat, big them up, because it's not easy putting your work out there. Kudos to them. And now we move on to the 13 to 17 age category, beginning again from the bottom up. Although there is no bottom, it's all, just placement, but we have an honorable mention in this category as well. The honorable mention, and the stories this year, I felt as well, pushed the envelope in terms of the genre we call speculative fiction. They kind of stepped outside of the known reality into, sort of exploring the imagination a little bit more, which is something we've always encouraged. And of course, Wadadli Pen is also all about Caribbean aesthetic, stories that come from our specific Caribbean imagination. And so our first honorable mention in the 13 to 17 age category is a 13-year-old, and is a familiar name to Wadadli Pen because he's been an honorable mention and finalist before. The story is The John Bull Effect. He's from the Antigua Grammar School, and his name is Judah Christian. And he'll be getting a copy of my book, and he'll be getting Musical Youth, and he'll be getting books from the Best of Books. That's Judah Christian, The John Bull Effect. The next place in the 13 to 17 age category, and that person receives gifts from Junie Webson. Junie is one of our longtime patrons, lives in New York from Antigua. Props to her for always supporting, and also a copy of Musical Youth, a hard copy of Musical Youth. That will be going to, and of course books from the Best of Books, and that will be going to the author of The Fabled Truth, Aria Rose Brown from St. Anthony's Secondary. Oh, I'm seeing that Judah is also of Quality Generation. So Quality Generation, you're doing good work. You're turning out young people who are using their imaginations and who are building their language skills to a very strong level. So big up to you. Aria Rose Brown is the 3rd placed writer in the 13 to 17 age category for The Fabled Truth. Aria is a student at St. Anthony's, and she'll be getting a gift from Junie Webson and a copy of my book, and of course books from the Best of Books. And then we have the 2nd placed writer. Oh, I should have mentioned that there's a cash contribution, and that will be divided among winners in this category. The cash contribution from Lawrence Jardine, who the National Youth Enlightenment Academy. He has given a cash contribution of $500, and we'll be dividing that among winners in this category. So if I don't call a specific amount, that breakdown will go to winners in this category. So the next, so that was Aria Rose Brown, 3rd place. Congrats to her. And now we have the 2nd placed writer for the story, The Beast of Barbados. You heard that right, not Barbuda, Barbados. The Beast of Barbados by William Henderson. 2nd place, St. Anthony's Secondary School student, 17-year-old. You'll be getting a copy of my book, Musical Youth. And as I said, breakdown of the cash from Lawrence Jardine. And then we have the winner of that category. The winner of that category, drum roll please, is the author, oh, I'm dreading pronouncing her name, I don't want to mess it up, but the author of Two Worlds Collide, and her name is Deshaya Emmanuel from Antigua Girls High School, Antigua High School has always had a strong showing in Wadadli Youth Pen Prize, and here we are again. So the Shire Emmanuel, Two Worlds Collide. So the Shire is from Antigua Girls High School. William Henderson is from St. Anthony's Secondary. Aria Rose Brown is from St. Anthony's Secondary, and Judah Christian is from Antigua Grammar School. So we have a good mix of schools in the breakdown this year. The Shire will be receiving a cash prize of $200 sponsored by Giselle Isaac. And we also have a prize from Paradise Vision Center, which is a complimentary eye exam, which will be giving one of those to the Shire. We have a gift from Junie Webson, and we have a gift from the Cushion Club, which is an external hard drive. So we have cash prizes, books, valuable stuff you can use, get your eyes checked, some nice gifts from Junie Webster, which I know you love. And that's for the winner of the 13 to 17 age category, the Shire Emmanuel, Two Worlds Collide. The Shire is from the Antigua Girls High School. And as I said, Antigua Girls High School always has a strong showing in the competition, and this year is no exception. The Shire comes through with a roar. Roar, that beckoning roar in the distance. Howl, howl, it's coming closer in persistence. What is it? I have no idea. Is it dangerous? It's that wretched noise, I fear. I have lived in Wadadli for many years. I know the dance of the coconut trees, the cry of the quarreling wind and leaves, even the soft click of a twig snapping onto an animal's feet. That sound, however, I've never heard nor seen. What is that sound? Well, you'll find out as soon as the stories are posted at the wadadlipen.wordpress.com website. So, as a reminder, the winner of the 13 to 17 age category is the Shire Emmanuel, and the runners-up in that category are William Henderson and Aria Rose Brown, and honorable mention is Judah Christian. So big up, big up, big up, big up, big up, big up to all of them, big up to their parents, big up to the teachers, big up to the youth workers. And now we move into the big people thing. The big, big, big people thing. The 18 to 35. That's where we cut off youth, according to the UN. So that's where we cut off youth, according to Wadadli Pen. And so we have someone who's actually a student at American University of Antigua as our third place writer in this category for a poem called "Oh Beach That I Once Loved." And his name is Setson Burton. Setson Burton is the third place writer in the 18 to 35 age category, and will receive books from the best of books and, of course, a copy of Musical Youth. And then we have big up to Setson Burton. And then we have the second place writer in the 18 to 35 age category. And this is a religious piece. It's called Lead Me, Lord. And it's by Lahana Simon. Lahana Simon, Lead Me, Lord. Second place, 18 to 35, Wadadli Youth Pen Prize. Oh, I see the Shire's mom is in the house. You should be proud. She's done well. She's done well. So Lahana is going to receive a cash prize of $250 and a gift from Junie Webster. The cash prize is sponsored by Hazra Medica, and the gift is sponsored by, as I just said, Junie Webster. And then we move on to, I'm not seeing the loves. You guys need to show them some love. Show some love to the hardworking young people who have been very patient through all of this, waiting and waiting and waiting to find out if they won. So it's really, dope that we can take the opportunity, even though we can't be there in person, and have the awards as we usually would, to celebrate them. And I hope you'll go to Wadadli Pen after all this is done and read the entries. And again, as far as the patrons are concerned, support the patrons. We're in a moment in time in history right now where your small businesses especially are struggling, and we don't know, there's a lot of uncertainty right now, but the businesses that still come out to support the arts, even though, because when I reached back out to the patrons, I said, if you can't do it, I understand. And they said, we're doing it, because they realize the value of the arts, and because they know that they made a commitment and they want to honor that commitment. So I want you to go out and support every business that you hear mentioned here today. Support them, because they're supporting us. All right. So The winner of the 18 to 35 age category is no stranger to Wadadli Pen, was an honorable mention in 2018 for the entry A Bright Future for Tomorrow, Andre J.P. Warner, 18 to 35 winner. Big up to Andre for the story, very topical story, called A Bright Future for Tomorrow. The quiet crunches of footsteps on the decrepit asphalt echoed in the barren landscape, sparsely occupied by wilted weeds and run-down buildings. Lucas, a lean, bronze-skinned young man, walked towards the coast silently, eyeing his destination. His eyes kept low from the blaring sun. His steady pace soon came to a stop as the road took an abrupt plunge into murky waters filled with detritus. Lucas's gaze locked on the lone building visible in the distance, partially submerged, with the paint barely reflecting the orange hue it once held. Lucas began to undress for the unpleasant dive he wished to avoid, but with his increasing asthma symptoms, that old hospital was the only place where he could find the Ventolin inhalers he needed. With a grimace and a deep breath, Lucas took his dive. So, as you can tell from that, Andre's story is taking us into a dystopian reality where medical supplies are short and people have to take desperate measures to secure their health. Sound familiar? Because, yeah. So, art imitating life, imitating art. That's what our writers do. Big up to Andre for jumping into the moment. Andre will receive $200 and a signed copy of London Rocks by Brenda Lee Brown from the author herself. Dinner for two at Hermitage Bay Antigua. Hermitage Bay Antigua, giving dinner for two. Even though, as we know, the hospitality industry is struggling right now, when things kick back up, Andre has that to look forward to. Big up to Hermitage for honoring their commitment. And of course, a copy of Musical Youth, and all people in this category will receive books from the best of books. It's a really good read, and I look forward. When you go to the Wadadli Pen website, be sure to leave some comments for the writers as well. Encourage them, tell them what you think about their stories. I'm going to try to have the stories uploaded by later tonight. So one of the ways you can support the arts is by supporting programs like this and the young people who are doing their thing, by encouraging them. And as Flory just said, any writer that's mentioned here, and probably some who aren't mentioned, as I said from the beginning, the stories are dope. The stories were really the kind of entries you like to see. You like to see people being creative and being imaginative, great writing, pushing the envelope, challenging themselves. And I think they did that this year. And anyone who is third, second, honorable mention, be encouraged, because it means that your writing was just that good. And of course, the first prize people, dance into your sunlight because you came out on top this year. Keep writing. Now, we also had a prize for, we had a couple of special prizes. We had a Barbuda prize. We didn't receive any entries from Barbuda, so we do have to go back to PAC as a group with Wadadli Pen and figure out what we need to do to engage Barbuda more, because it's really important to me that the writing comes from both Antigua and Barbuda. And we tried to implement a prize this year to encourage Barbuda. We didn't receive the response we would like. We will try again. I see someone saying here, after she wrote the story and asked me to read it, I told her the piece had the potential to win. Which piece are you referring to? Good. I mean, could be any piece, but which one specifically are you referring to? Okay, so we had a special prize for Barbuda. We're not giving that prize this year. Also, the art prize, we're not giving that this year because we didn't have sufficient submissions or any submissions. And but the winner, one special prize that we are able to give a prize for is the climate change themed Imagine a Future prize, and that goes to, drum roll, that goes to Andre J.P. Warner's A Bright Future for Tomorrow. And just for that, I'll read a little bit more of A Bright Future for Tomorrow. Steadily swimming, Lucas began to think about what led to the country he lived in being in this state. The answer was simple. It just simply got hotter. Global warming peaked, melting the ice caps, elevating sea levels to the point where the sea took 30% of the land. The seaports, airports, coastlines, and all the offshore islands sunk. St. John's, Green Bay, Coolidge, and all areas close to the coast along with every beach, simply disappeared. So fast were the effects that there was no time to plan for the devastating economic effects. With this new aquatic territory, sargassum seaweed flourished, creating many forests around the island inhabited by the vicious predator, lion. As the king of the water jungle, they destroyed most aquatic. Lucas came back to focus as he reached his destination and began his frantic search. The results were lacking, but the single dosage he found would have to do. W to show for his trek to Scottsdale, where he lived, one of the few decent places left on the island. It kind of sounds like we were hit with everything at once, doesn't it? Like global war, lionfish, and when it rains, it pours in A Bright Future for Tomorrow. So that's just a little bit more of the um, winning story in the 1835 age category and the winning story in the Imagine a Future climate change themed entry. And we also have another special prize. So that's Andre P. Warner, and he receives, sorry about that, he receives $500 sponsored by, again, one of our longtime patrons who has unwaveringly supported the work that we do. And she comes through with $500 for the winner of the Imagine a Future climate change themed prize. The schools prize is something we've been offering for a while. And the winner of this year's schools prize is a school that hasn't actually been a regular Wadadli Pen submitter before, but they came through gangbusters this year. And they will be receiving $600 worth of books sponsored by Caribbean Reads Publishing. Caribbean Reads Publishing is publisher of a number of books throughout the Caribbean, including My Own Musical Youth and Lost the Caribbean Sea Adventure. And they have pledged EC $600 worth of books to the winner of the winner of the school's prize, which is the school with the most submissions, and that is Sunnydale. Applause, 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 and much love for Sunnydale, because that means that the teachers have to come through. The teachers sometimes sending bulk entries and having to go the extra mile to encourage the students. We've seen this effort from teachers over the years, and Sunnydale was the one who came through this year, and congratulations to them for having such a strong showing in the Wadadli Youth Pen Prize. And now we come down to the finale. I won't keep you much longer, but we have a bit of a upset this year. For the first time, we have a first. We have a tie. We've never had a tie before. We've never had a tie before. I think you can guess which one of the ties are, so I'll lead with that one. And that, of course, is Andre J.P. Warner for A Bright Future for Tomorrow. He's one of the winners of the main prize of the Wadadli Youth Pen Prize. He will be receiving $500 sponsored by Frank B. Armstrong, 7 Seas, Frank B. Armstrong, another longtime patron. He will be receiving a free eye exam from Paradise Vision Center, first-time patron. A visitor to our island, Sean Lyons, who lives in New York. After he visited the island, he said, I want to do something. How can I support? And he came through with a prize, a cash prize towards the gifts of books from the Best of Books for one of our winners. And that will be split between, everything you're hearing is pretty much going to be split between the two top winners. So Sean Lyons, cash prize towards books for Andre J.P. Warner. So that's, big up to the visitors who come and want to do something to support the community that they're enjoying so much. So big up to Sean Lyons for that. Brenda Lee Brown. We always try to give our writers, our winning writers, something writing related. And Brenda Lee Brown has a writing journal called Just Write, and she'll be gifting a copy of that to Andre so that he can be inspired to keep writing more things. And of course, his name will go onto the Best of Books Challenge plaque. The plaque, it's sponsored by Best of Books. It's named the Alcine Allen Memorial Challenge plaque, named for one of our original founders of Wadadli Pen, our original volunteers. And so his name will go onto that plaque, joining the previous winners. So someone is saying here, big up to Miss Irish. Definitely, I agree. And Mrs. Callias, that's the principal for St. Anthony's Secondary. That's in response to the strong showing of students like, I don't want to forget who, Ari Rose Brown, and who's the other one from St. Anthony's? Anyway, for the efforts of the teachers and the principals and the supporting environment that they receive, they're there giving things and doing things and performing well in challenges like this. And more important than performing well in the challenges, writing and sharing their stories and exploring their inner life and being vulnerable enough to put their thoughts and their creations out there. So, do you have any guesses as to who the tied winner is for the top prize? Because we know that Andre J.P. Warner, big up to Andre, big up, big up, big up, is one of the winners. Oh, William Henderson, thank you, Margaret. The other winner for the overall prize, Andre Warner, congratulations to him. That's a big deal. We have only one winner every year, and Andre is now joining that category of writers from Gemma George to Angelica O'Donoghue and Sandrina Martin and Rosalie Brown and all the Wadadli Pen winners have passed. So now we have a tie, and the tie is actually two firsts. The first being it's a tie, and the second being it is the first time we've had a main prize going to someone in the 12 and younger age category. So the tied winner for the 2020 Wadadli Youth Pen Prize is Cheyenne DeRoe for Tom the Ninja Crab. And so I have to read a little bit more of Tom the Ninja Crab because I just love this story. Tom climbed on the rock to look at this wonderful light. He heard a voice say, "Forget the rules. We have to sell the salmon to make a living." Another voice said, "If we do that, the Animal Safety Control will arrest us. We are breaking the law. We can only hunt 2 animals per week or I'll spend 52 years in prison." If only, right? "I am willing to risk it. The money is worth it." Tom saw 2 men scoop up the salmon, put them in a cooler, and row away in their boat. So we see that Cheyenne is also dealing with another topical issue, but through the eyes of a ninja crab. And he's a ninja crab because he's spying and he's creeping and he's watching and he may do some other things that ninjas do. But the point is, from his perspective, we're seeing about the illegal overfishing and poaching and that sort of thing. And so big up to Cheyenne being the first 12 writer on the 12. She's 11 years old to be tied for the main prize, Wadadli Youth Pen Prize. And Cheyenne will receive $500 by an anonymous sponsor, a free eye exam from Paradise Vision Center. Thank you to Paradise for that. Sean Lyons, books of gifts sponsored by him, and a journal. Now, we have journals handmade each year by this is an artist based in Antigua, Jane Siegel, and every year she makes a journal for a winning author, and she's making a journal for Cheyenne this year. And of course, Cheyenne's name will join Andre's on the challenge plaque. I want to say, I see that our acting culture director, Can Cordis, is with us. Welcome, Can. We welcome the support and the kudos and all of that. We continue the work and hopefully continue to boost the literary arts in Antigua and Barbuda, because that's what Wadadli Pen is all about. Our mandate is to nurture and showcase the literary arts in Antigua and Barbuda. It's not about me. It's not about any of the members of us behind the team. It's about these young people and encouraging them to write, because I think we realize even now in these sort of times that we're in, that finding ways to get out all the anxiety and confusion and even the restlessness that we all feel, writing and creating generally is a part of that. And of course, building your language skills and improving your critical thinking skills and your ability to think creatively, and also realizing that your story and your voice matters. All these are the reasons why we write. All these are the reasons why we encourage the Wadadli Youth Pen Prize. So I want to big up all the winners. I'm going to run through their names one last time, and then we're going to end the live. I hope you'll later tonight check the Wadadli Pen website to read their stories in full. I didn't do them justice, so read them for yourselves. Andre J.P. Warner and Cheyenne DeRoe are tied. For the first time we have a tie. They're tied for the Wadadli Pen main prize, and both their names will be on the challenge plaque. Cheyenne is a member, is a student at Golden Grove Primary, and she's a member of the Quality Generation group, youth group, church group. And so big up to her. Big up to Judith Peets, principal over there at Sunnydale Primary, for encouraging his students. Sunnydale is the winner of the school's prize. Big up to Setson Burton and Lehana Simon, who are finalists in the 18 to 35 age category. To Judah Christian and Aria Rose Brown and William Henderson, who are finalists in the 13 to 17 category, and Deshai Emmanuel, who is the winner of that category. And to go to their schools again: Antigua Girls High School, St. Anthony's Secondary School, Antigua Grammar School, and in the case of Cheyenne, Golden Grove Primary, and then we see American University of Antigua as well. And of course, the 7 to 12 age category, we have Sienna Harney Barnes, St. Nicholas Primary, Zanaya Pigott, Island Academy, Ciara Thomas, Sunnydale, and Cheyenne, Golden Grove. And then we had the winner of the 13 to 17 category, the Shire, Antigua Girls High School. I wasn't sure if I mentioned that. So anyway, I'm going to stop talking now. I want to say congratulations to all the winners. I want to thank all of you for tuning in. I want to apologize for us having to do this way this year. We'll be back bigger and better next year. I hope our patrons will still be with us. I thank them for still being with us this year, in spite of the challenges. The patrons will all be listed on the website, and I want to encourage you to support them and to continue to support small business, because they need our support in this challenging time, and they're supporting us. So big up to them. Thank you all for tuning in. I'm sorry this couldn't have been more interactive. That was the plan, but I'm technically challenged, so I did the best I could. Thank you and good night.